So don't come any closer than that. Watch your head, watch your step. Use those handrails. Do take care to make sure we are not stepping over any of those center seats. It's a fire hazard because you could trip, and then I could laugh, and then I could get fired. Kidding. There's actually a lot of better reasons to fire me. You're probably about to see most of them. Now, once we come on board, we're going to go and find those seats. They're all the same, brown, hard, and uncomfortable. If you actually find a comfortable seat, I call dibs. Okay, that one's mine. Now, looks like we're starting to get our final victims on board. Oh, forgive me. I meant to say visitors. Keep mixing those two things up. All right, once we are all here and we all find our seats, we're going to remind everyone to please remain fully seated, keeping those hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat. Parents, supervise your children, because I am not going to. We are clear to get out of here, so we are all going to pick up our favorite hands and we're going to wave goodbye to those beautiful people on the dock. Don't be rude, wave goodbye to the ugly ones as well. Now go ahead and wave goodbye to my fans. They're right there on the ceiling. I do not know who those people are. Don't make eye contact. Welcome aboard, friends, the world-famous Jungle Cruise, where we are famous around the world for being world-famous. Before we go too far, we'll remind everyone that we must remain fully seated throughout our voyage, so I want to make sure we're all comfortably seated where we are at. There will be no more musical chairs from this point on, so at any point, if anyone stops sitting, we'll have to stop the boat like this and judge you. So much eye contact, that was painful. Now, let's go ahead and do some quick introductions. I am Skipper Indiana. That will be first name Skipper, last name Jones. By a quick show of hands, who here has never been on the Jungle Cruise before? Oh, there's a few of us, all right. Now, by a quick show of hands, who will never be on the Jungle Cruise again? That is correct, sir, yes. We're not planning on bringing you back. Now, we are going to begin our voyage here on the Amazon River, where it does rain 563 days a year. Write that down, it's true. Now, before we go too far, I do have to do this very important boat orientation, so let's just get this over with. I need everybody to have a look up. That's the top of the boat. Now we need everyone to have a look down. That is the bottom of the boat. If for whatever reason you see those two things switch, swim. Which also reminds me, who here knows how to swim, huh? Who knows how to swim? Very good. Those are my onboard flotation devices. Now, with all the safety stuff out of the way, we should be good to move on to the Congo River, and we're going to see exactly how far we can go. We'll all do pretty well except that guy. Now, we're going to begin our voyage with a quick stop here at Boats and Mates and Bites. I need a little snack, and I recommend the piranha. They do also sell, well, nothing right now. There's nobody home. We may have to come back later. When we do, please give the piranha a try. They say it's much healthier to eat fish than to have fish eat you. The what? Oh my, that is a weird looking giraffe. Oh man, I've never seen one move like that before. Must be sick or something. It all looks like some gorillas have destroyed one of our camps, and look what they did to my Jeep. They left the lights on. I know. Now the battery's going to drain on that thing, and I'm never going to get it to turn over. Oh well. We're going to go ahead and keep things moving. We're going now to calmer waters. We're going to the Nile River, which is actually the longest river in the world. That's right. It stretches for miles and miles and miles and miles. If you don't believe me, you must be in Africa. Yes. Speaking of Africa, big news for all of you elephant fans. That there is an African bull elephant. It's a very rare sight indeed. Now, for all of you cheetah fans who look carefully out there in the distance, you'll be very disappointed. We don't have one of those. Now, we're going to keep things moving. We're going into the African belt. There's a lot of good stuff to show you here, and I'm going to point out as much of it as I can. Let's see what we have. Back there, there's more of those giraffes. These look much healthier than the last one. In front of them, I'm not familiar with these creatures. They must be new. We've got some classic 71 Chevy Impalas, some vintage horses. You can tell they're still in black and white. There's these scary looking chickens, and then these big cats, which earlier today, Skipper Felix told me were called tigers. Yes, I don't know if I really trust Skipper Felix. I think he could have been lying. All right, it's okay. We're going to forgive him this one time. After all, it is still Skipper Felix's first day on the job. I guess you'd say he's sort of on the bottom of the totem pole around here. Or a guy who's still climbing his way up the ranks, if you know what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. There he is. is Skipper Felix, and he really has upset that very large unicorn. Now, I know some of you wanted to stop and help him, but we're not going to do that. It's an important lesson, and he's got to get the point on his own. Now, as we move forward, we'll remind everyone to make sure that we're all staying completely seated for me. We're entering an area that is said to be infested with alligators. I don't know if I believe a word of it myself, though. I'd say it's all a crock. Actually, that's a couple of crocs. That is Smiley and Ginger. Definitely make sure we're staying seated and keeping those arms inside the boat. These guys are always looking for a handout. And now, friends, we're coming upon the beautiful Schweitzer Falls. If you have any questions, hold on to those. We'll be going over it later. Yeah, doesn't that feel amazing? It's actually a good time to tell you this water contains over 80,000 different kinds of bacteria. Very moisturizing, you're welcome. Now, this is a very good point of reference. Do you folks know the difference between a boat and a plane? I have never sunk a plane before. Technically, I've never sunk a boat either. We were always attacked by hippos, which means, legally speaking, it wasn't my fault because they hit me. So, as long as we don't see any of the hippos today, oh my goodness. Everyone, please remain calm. Whatever you do, not panic. We are currently surrounded by a bloat of hungry hippos. Please do not lose your marbles. Actually, don't know why you brought marbles with you in the first place, but go ahead and keep them put away. It is not a good time for that. Looks like we're going to get out of here unscathed, but definitely make sure we're staying seated. We don't want to lose any of our smaller friends. Not to the hippos. They think they're probably tasted. Now, friends, as we get... Oh, no. This isn't good, folks. It looks like we have found a sinking boat filled with chimpanzees. I don't know what to tell you about this one. It sort of reminds me. Does anyone here think that the captain should go down with the ship? No. No? Good. I'm not going to. Not for this boat. It's too filled with chimpanzees. So sorry. I meant to say children. Sorry. I keep mixing those up. Oh, yes, there's some butterflies over there. Oh, no, wait. Those are called margarine flies. I know, I can't believe they're not butterflies. And now, friends, that moment you've all been waiting for, the reason you came to the Jungle Cruise in the first place, prepare yourself for the magnificent eighth wonder of the world, the backside of water! You won't never see anything like that ever again. Which reminds me, don't try that at home. You'll hit your head on the back of the kitchen sink. Now, moving on, I have turned down the Mekong River because it was just so loud, but I will point out the statue up ahead there. That is the statue of the goddess Shirley, meaning we're about to enter the famous Shirley's Temple. Now, as we head inside, we're going to remind everyone of all shapes and sizes to make sure everyone is fully seated on their back pockets. Make sure we're all the way seated. Remember, make sure we're all the way seated. Yeah, make sure we're all the way seated. Make sure we're sitting on our back pockets. Thank you very much. The space we're about to enter could be potentially dangerous. They say that there could be treasure in here. They say that there could be large, terrifying snakes. As long as there's not any statues, I'll be okay. But look where we are. We're in the middle of an Indian elephant bathing pool. You want to take all the pictures that you want? There's no need to be shy. It looks like they've all got their trunks on today. Oh, come on. Greg, do not spray the boat. Come on, we've talked about this. Get down. This is Greg. Him and his brother Gary have been... Gary, do not spray the boat. Gregory, call an elephant. Get down now.
Gary, the trunk's gotta stay down. You know better. Down. That's what I thought.
Sorry about that, folks. I promise I'm not I'm not mad at them. I'm just a little disappointed. That was Greg and Gary. They have been threatening to spray the size of our boats for the last 52 years. It really has been a problem. And people wonder all the time, is that water in their trunks? And I'll tell you, it's not. And now, friends, we're coming up on what I think is the most important part of our voyage. That, of course, being the gift shop. Go and get out your cash. If you didn't bring any cash with you, though, we'll play a fun game instead called Give Me Your Bank Account Information. Anybody?
Okay.
No? You want to give me your bank account information? Stay in school, kids. All right, friends, we're now coming up on the most terrifying part, and that is the return to civilization. So we're going to ask everyone to please remain fully seated, keeping those hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat. Parents, please continue to supervise those children. And then as we approach the dock, I'm going to have to say that word to you all that's just so hard to say. That's right, it is almost time to say goodbye. And it's often said by many that goodbye is the hardest thing to say to somebody else, but that's actually not true. It's Worcestershire sauce. Goodbye. Thank you, friends. Watch your head, watch your step, use those handles. At this time, we're going to ask everybody to stand up and exit single file out the same door that you entered from for your safety. We ask you do not step over any of those center seats. Watch your head.